Hey guys, Money with Yumi here, where I talk about anything and everything related to money and how to grow your wealth. In today's video, I want to share with you my experience on Singapore Airlines business class, how I managed to fly business class for free, and how you can too. If you're one of my loyal subscribers, you'll know that I went back to Singapore in January for Chinese New Year, and I do not like direct flights, like 16 and 17 hours on the plane. No thanks. So I chose the non-VTL flight, which is the LA, Narita, and Singapore flight. The one that I normally take ever since like my uni days. And if I'm flying back to Singapore from LA, there's only one airline that I'll fly, and that is Singapore Airlines. Like, if I'm flying to or from anywhere else in the world, then I'll choose whatever is the cheapest flight, because as much as I love Singapore Airlines, we all know that they're not the cheapest flight, or what other people would call like value for money. And just for the sake of this video, I'll focus on the second leg of my flight, which is SQ12, the one that's flying from Singapore to Narita to LA. Because the Star Alliance lounge in LAX kind of suck compared to Changi Airport's Kris Flyer lounge. What can I say? I'm biased. So when you get to Changi Airport, there is a different aisle for business and first class passengers to check in, so it's much faster. What I like in particular about flying business class is the increased weight limit for your checked baggage. To the US, I have a 2 luggage limit with a max of 30 kg per luggage. And of course, I max it out with all my Chinese New Year goodies, snacks, dried goods, herbs, truffle chips, Mao San Wang durian ice cream, Haagen-Dazs macadamia nut ice cream, tau sa pian, some frozen seaweed chicken, Hokkaido milk, and my farmhouse milk from Australia. And so much more, like frozen ota and stuff, but let's just leave it as that. Anyway, after I checked in, I went straight to the lounge, and you get access to the lounge in several ways, by either flying business class or first class, so your ticket grants you the access, or if you're in the Kris Flyer Elite Gold, PPS Club, or Solitaire PPS Club. And once you're there, they check your ticket or your membership card status, and then you're free to roam around, basically. There's so much food that you're pretty much spoiled for choices. There's a Western side and an Asian side, and since I love Asian food so much, obviously I'm gonna choose the Asian food. And on the day that I was flying, they had chwee kueh, mushroom soup, some dim sum items like bao and siomai, and of course, laksa. So I got the laksa, the chwee kueh, and also the mushroom soup, and that was more than enough for me. There's a high-tech coffee machine too, with a variety of choices for you to choose from. And for tea, they provided TWG tea bags. One thing though, I was craving for some teh C, and I wanted 5 ingredients to make it, but I couldn't, and that made me want teh C even more. Like, can a girl just have her teh C? Is it that hard? Come on, guys. Anyway, there's also an alcohol section for the alcoholics, and honestly, I've only seen like white people hovering around that area, because who drinks at 8 in the morning? White people, I'm telling you. That's who. But what's nice about that area is that they have like pre-packaged chips in a plastic cup, so you can like munch on the chips while you drink, so that's really nice. And there's also fresh fruits, fresh milk, and yogurt for anyone that cares. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the restroom at the lounge. Yes, it is Japanese style, so it has all the fancy buttons for you to push, and one that you can push to wash your butthole after you poop. And oh my god, they have an air freshener spray where you can press it and the toilet smells good again. It's so fun, I have to admit that I pressed that several times, like in this video. They also have several shower rooms with decent sized showers, which is pretty cool if you're a frequent flyer who's just transiting in Singapore after a long flight. Then you can just pop in there and take a quick shower. So your in-flight meal begins with an appetizer, which is Singapore Airlines signature chicken satay. Singapore Airlines is known for their Book the Cook service, BTC, where you can pre-order your in-flight meals way in advance, and it's prepared specially for you. And for this flight, I chose nasi lemak, which was surprisingly better than I expected. Obviously not as good as the hawkers, but it was good enough for a flight. And pre-COVID, you could select more BTC meals, but due to COVID, you can only select one now. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And if you're flying business class or first class, you have to try their garlic bread. And for whatever reason, I've never tried it until this flight when I was flying back to Singapore, because my friend who was working as a cabin crew for Singapore Airlines told me about it. So thank you so much. I loved it. Because usually I would just skip the bread selection, And for me personally, I preferred the service pre-COVID because they would push like these cheese carts around, and they had better and more variety for the cheeses. The cheese selection for my flight was kind of pathetic. I've flown business class many times now, and I have to say that the service is quite remarkable. They do make an effort to pamper you, probably like how they were trained to, but the attention to details that they pay towards you is insane. Like remembering your name or little details about your flight. Like for my flight, I kept ordering ice cold jasmine green tea, and they remembered that, and they prepped it for me in a plastic bottle for me to take it when I disembarked the plane, which is really sweet because they didn't have to do that, but they did it anyway, right? So thank you. And I've flown free upgrades on other airlines like United before, and that service can't even be compared to Singapore Airlines. And thank God it was free because I wouldn't have paid for that shit. So I think that pretty much covers it all, right? Priority boarding, lounge access, flatbed so you can lie comfortably, free Wi-Fi, which I did not mention, but they did have it on my flight, and I think it was kept at 100 megabytes, better food, better amenities, and better service. So how did I fly for free? That is through my credit card points. And there are two main types of credit cards. One is you get a cashback for your purchases, and the second is you earn points, which you can then convert to miles or hotel points, or redeem for cash. I don't like cashback cards because a lot of the cashback cards have clauses to it, so you need to read them very carefully. In order to earn a higher cashback rate, some credit cards will require you to spend a minimum amount each month. And some credit cards even have a cap or limit to the amount of cashback you can earn. Like this one right here. Okay, let's see. The American Express True Cashback Card gives you a 1.5% cashback on all eligible spend with no minimum spend required and no cap. So for every $1,000 I spend, I'll get $15 back. However, if I use a mileage card like the UOB KrisFlyer credit card, I can earn 3 KrisFlyer miles per $1 spent on dining, food delivery, online shopping, travel, transport, and SIA related purchases. So if I spend $1,000 on dining, I will get 3,000 points, which is then worth $30 if you value each point or mile at 1 cent per point, which is most likely going to be higher at around like 1.4 cents to 1.8 cents per mile. So when I first signed up for my credit card, they had a sign-up bonus of 100,000 points if you spend X amount of dollars within the first 3 months. And that's basically one free return upgrade from premium economy to business class right there. Then all I have to do is to buy a premium economy ticket and then upgrade with my miles. And even after redeeming my miles for this flight back to Singapore, I still have about 400,000 points in just one card alone. That's about 4 flights where I can do a full flight upgrade. And the reason why I've got so many points is because in the US, there's something called credit card churning. So what that means is you sign up for a credit card that has a huge welcome bonus, you hit that minimum spending required for that bonus, then you cancel your card before your card's renewal. And then you rinse and repeat with a different card. And high bonuses are offered because credit card companies want your business and it's really competitive here. If you're using your debit card or cash for most of your purchases, then you're losing out on either cashback rewards or miles. So if you don't have a credit card right now, you might consider getting one. Do your research and see which one's a better fit for you. For some, it might be cashback rewards, and for others, it might be mileage cards. If you don't travel much, then get a card with higher cashback rewards. Now, this is very important. When you have a credit card, you shouldn't spend like you're balling. You should only buy things that you can afford to and would have or could have paid in cash anyway. So that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video and content where I share my experience and how I managed to fly Singapore Airlines business class at no extra cost, so basically for free, and how you can do the same. If you did, please show a little appreciation and smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell icon so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And feel free to follow me on my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you again next time.